The SIG 556 is one of the newest weapons added to our arsenal in Title Update 10. It is a weird weapon because it's the first 720 RPM weapon in Division 2, and I hope I'm right on this one. It is an AR, so that odd RPM really puts it in a very tough spot when you compare it to other weapons. The fall-off range is between 45 to 65 meters, which is quite common for most of our 700 archetype of weapons. The base damage is also a little bit higher than some of the 750s and the 790s, but there is one major difference. This weapon has one of the lowest ability stats for an assault rifle in the game period. Pair that up with the low fire rate and it feels a little bit like revving a car with a dying alternator. It just jitters too much. Now, on the other hand, it has one of the highest accuracy stats in the game compared to other 700, and I think the only other 700 AR matching it will be the Honey Badger in terms of accuracy. It also comes with its own scope, which is quite unique. That is something that I don't think I've seen in any weapon coming out of the gate. Now, all the stats when examined will put you in a love and hate relationship when you're looking at the SIG 556. Rocking a good build, however, will also start showing you where this weapon shines the most. Not that it is going to be a god weapon or a top tier weapon, but it is one of those weapons that you might build a cult following after, because this weapon is really good when it comes to long range engagement. The SIG having a high accuracy stat also gives the weapon better target acquisition and of course better aim correction. These are two things that may not be a major thing when it comes to assault rifles, but as soon as you start using this weapon and considering that low RPM, you will see the importance of a really good accuracy stat. This also means aiming around a target's location will force the weapon to snap its reticle to the target's body, and in most cases, it makes it easier to get headshots even at long ranges whenever a target is peeking out of cover. This effect is more noticeable on a mouse and keyboard compared to controllers, since controllers already have aim assist, so you will not notice it as much. This high accuracy is also quite important whenever you're trying to get that quick aim in. Maybe you're in cover. This is going to be one of those weapons that lets you do that because it quickly snaps to targets. So that is one of the really good things about it. However, even with me sharing some of the best things about this weapon, I'm not sure if it's going to sway people away from some of the other ARs that they use in the game. Maybe the Eagle Bearer, or maybe you're someone who is now using the Chameleon, or if you're using the CTR-21 or the FAMAS. I'm not sure if this changes or the introduction of this weapon will pull people to try to check it out or even make this their daily driver whenever they're playing the game. Now, if you decided to use this weapon, I will suggest few things. Put Optimist talents on it if you can, because that is going to be one of the things that will give you an edge. And if you already have Optimist or a different talent that you enjoy, then you can change the main attribute to fire rate or crit damage, because that is going to be one of the coolest things to use when it comes to PvP. Now, I'm sure a lot of you probably will not end up using this in PvP, but if you do decide to use it in PvP, I suggest, even if you're not putting crit damage on it, put in some fire rate attribute. Damage to armor will also be a nice touch in PvE. Now, this weapon is one of those things that walks the line between really good or just pure garbage, and that is a really hard thing to see in this game right now. But with that said though, I believe some of you might end up liking this weapon, and let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comment section as well. Do you think it is a good one? Do you think it is just utter trash like a lot of people believe? Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.